Sex matters, not only in how we design science, but also in how careers in science progress. And when we ignore sex, we risk making research less accurate and workplaces less fair. This video explains why sex inequality matters in two big areas: the quality of scientific research and the fairness of work and leadership opportunities in science and biotech. First, what do we mean by sex? Sex is a biological classification, typically female or male, linked to anatomy, hormones, and chromosomes. It is different from gender, which refers to identity and social roles. In UK law, sex is also a protected characteristic, meaning people should have fair access to opportunities and leadership.
In the UK biotech sector, women enter the field in strong numbers, but representation drops as seniority increases. The Bioindustry Association reports a healthy pre-managerial pipeline at around 55%, but this falls to 51% at manager level and then drops sharply to around 31.5% at C-suite level. That means the biggest loss happens at the point where people reach top leadership. And this imbalance matters because overall, the life sciences workforce is not evenly split, with men still forming the majority. So even before promotions and leadership, the workforce is already uneven, and that difference becomes much bigger over time.
Pay gaps also show who reaches higher paid roles. The UK-wide gender pay gap across all employees was 13.1% in April 2024. In life sciences, it's smaller at 7.1%, but still clearly present. And in some organizations, it's much higher. For example, UK Biobank reports a median gender pay gap of 19.8%. Pay gaps often reflect who is reaching senior and better paid positions, not just differences in salary for identical jobs.
So why does the pipeline leak? There are several overlapping causes. One is bias in hiring and promotion. Unconscious bias and vague ideas like culture fit can block progression. Another is the sponsorship gap. Fewer senior sponsors means fewer high visibility opportunities. Career breaks and caring responsibilities can also slow promotion when systems aren't fair. And finally, if pay and progression criteria aren't transparent, gaps can persist for years.
This doesn't just affect careers, it affects science itself. First, evidence can be biased. Historically, male-only studies have been more common in biology. Beery and Zucker found that in neuroscience, male-only animal studies outnumbered female-only studies by 5.5 to 1. That creates blind spots in what we think we know. Second, results may not generalize. If samples aren't balanced, findings can miss sex-linked differences in biology. Third, it slows innovation. Missing perspectives can mean missed questions, weaker design, and less inclusive outcomes. So what helps? Fixing sex inequality requires action in two places at the same time. We need fairer workplaces, so careers don't leak out, and we need better research design so science works for everyone. Workplaces can start by measuring and publishing data, pay gaps, promotion rates, and leadership representation. Second, progression systems should be structured with clear criteria, diverse hiring panels, and standardized interviews. Third, support carers, and importantly, support caring responsibilities for everyone, not just women. And for research, better science practice means using balanced samples and reporting results by sex where relevant. CEO data makes the leadership gap even clearer. In 2014, women were only 12.4% of UK biotech CEOs, meaning leadership was dominated by men. By 2024, representation rose to 17.8%. That is an improvement, but it's still far from equal, and growth has slowed. So progress is happening, but it's not happening fast enough to close the gap.
Even as students, we can take action. We can use inclusive language and challenge stereotypes early. In group work, we can share roles fairly, rotate who speaks, edits, and leads. When we cite evidence, we can check whether research includes both sexes. We can also ask for transparent marking or promotion criteria in placements and teamwork, and support mentoring networks and visible role models.
To summarize, Sex inequality affects who leads, who gets rewarded, and how accurate science becomes. Better inclusion in both research and workplaces leads to fairer careers and stronger science. Thank you for watching.